Why would you need a shamanic healing session? It can be when you are lost, unhappy, unsatisfied, you have anxiety, you are overwhelmed, you don't have any energy, you don't have any hope, or you're stuck in repetitive dynamics, patterns that come back again, or you are incapable to make decisions. You simply feel that you're not aligned with your heart, or you are not aligned with the universe, or sometimes you are not able to focus, you have low esteem, low mood. So every sort of daily challenge that we have in our life. So how does a shamanic healing session works? Well, originally they were done in groups of people. We still do them healing circles with a group of people. Originally, it was the tribe with the wise men and women, the medicine men and women around the called the child, which was the one receiving the healing in the central part of the circle. Nowadays, we still do them, but the most common way of doing healing is in a one-to-one sessions. So what does it happen? Of course, every session is different. The ones that I do, there is always, even if you are not sure what to choose, why you are coming, but you feel that there is something for which you need help, there is always an initial part in which there is a conversation, an open conversation, chatting, and don't like define that coaching or counseling. It's basically listening to what your heart wants to say. Not necessarily your mind, but your heart. Just simply expressing the emotions that are the difficult ones that you would love to pay your attention to, or that you are struggling every day. So there is an initial part that is an initial conversation, which can vary in between 20-30 minutes. It depends, each session is different, and it depends what the person needs in that moment. Then there is always a part in which I do healing on the person. So the person doesn't need to do anything, it's simply lying down and receiving for whatever it's happening in the session, for which it's never the practitioner, it's never the healer doing the work, but it's also, it's always through the channeling of the spirits, which doesn't mean an element of mediumship, which doesn't mean passing necessarily messages, even if messages come through sessions, because there might be visions from another life, messages that I need to pass to the person, or sometimes there are sessions where the healing is quiet, is in silent, which is exactly what the person needs. And then I share at the end of the healing what I did and what is happening. How does it happen? At the beginning of the session, it's always important to open the space, the sacred space, in a way that it's individual for each practitioner. But it's important always to open the direction. It's important to merge with your own allies, with your own spirits that you work with, so that whatever is happening in the healing is happening in a sacred pool of energy, where nothing can come in and disturb the effects of the healing. Each practitioner have, of course, their own personal way, which would also include purify the receiver, purify yourself at the beginning, before starting the session, purifying the space absolutely before starting the session, and then you can repeat that again before working on your client. And then the elements of working can include a variety of techniques, like using feathers, using stones, checking what are the areas in the body that energetically requires attention and requires removing intrusions in the energetic fields that are not needed. there is some work that happens in between. There might be some elements of soul retrievals, which means some parts of our souls in moments in life where there have been traumas, situations that were not pleasant. Some parts of our soul decides to leave, not because it's a negative way, just simply a way to protect themselves and to protect ourselves. The fact is that sometimes these parts of the souls come back on their own. The problem happens when they don't, and so then you would need the help of a shamanic healer to go on a journey, so to go in an altered state of consciousness and ask these parts to come back and be reintegrated again in the body, in the energetic body of the person. There might be gifts that the practitioner is retrieving always in form of light into the body of the person. There might be other messages. There might be putting patches on holes in the aura, rebalancing always at the end, whatever work has been done. And then what is important always to close the space at the end of the healing. And always being able, of course, from the practitioner to check what's happening into the person, paying attention and also facilitating an element sometimes from the client to be actively involved if it's required, like externalizing emotions that might be needed to come out, or respect a moment of time of silence in which the sessions is not required to do anything from the client point of view. But as I said, every session is different. At the end of the session, there always have to be a check-in time, a sharing time for yourself of what happened, what you were able to see. Before of a healing session or after a healing session, there might be times in which it's nice also to guide you as a client on a shamanic journey, explaining, of course, which I always explain in each sessions, what is shamanism, how to do a shamanic journey, and then there is this element of live drumming, and it's absolutely beautiful because it's a way for the client to familiarize with the element of learning how to trust and read the images that comes from the divine, from the universe, which we need in our daily life, because whenever we are in our daily life, there are messages coming from the divine, but simply we are not able to read them, we're not able to understand them. And many times we have big questions in life and we don't know the answers. So we ask people around us, while instead the easiest way would be to ask the divine, because the divine has the answer. And then, of course, we have the answer inside ourselves, but we are not able to understand these answers. So going on a shamanic journey is a beautiful and easy way to open up to the world of invisible and understand that visible and invisible, they are different but not separated. And while instead then there are other sessions in which there might be like shamanic counseling, a series of 6 shamanic journeys together, and that's a different process in which the client is guided to find their own